All right, guys, I think you guys can hear me in YouTube. Okay. All right, well, okay, let's start looking again at some of these interesting ones. Now, you remember yesterday, the BK, the BKKT did not really get, well, for me anyway, super interesting till in the afternoon. We had that big run, and then we had the pause, and then we had another run. So let's just see what happens with some of these other ones. I'm keeping an eye on the Hudi, HUDI, see if it has a late day, bit of a late dayer. Guys, my size is coming back. I'm not in it anymore, of course, but my size is coming back. That's a big bounce off that 180. There's a 40-cent bounce in the 15-minute chart for the my size. I am not in this anymore, and I'm not sure I'm going to take it again. Don't like that. That's a huge pullback. Yeah, it's my favorite, IJ. Yeah. All right, inspire me. NSPR is popping up. A lot of volume coming in. In fact, no volume at all, really. And then all of a sudden, last 15 minute before this one, you can see 600,000 shares. So all of a sudden, all the volume is coming in now to NSPR. And VTNR is no, not quite an all-time low. I guess this is it. The all-time low is down here. So it is sinking on for some reason. Trading lower at the company announced. What did they announce? Okay, so they're doing a financing. So that's a reason for this one sinking. VTNR doing a financing. All right, guys, this one is an earnings play. Looks like it's at the high of the day. Yeah, barely positive. Oh, this is okay. Sorry, obviously a takeover. Has it? The takeover hasn't is not official yet, I guess. But they also released earnings. But this is a buyout, obviously. Just look at the daily chart. Pets is another earnings play. PETS, another earnings play. Bivi, BIVI, BIVI. So looking left, 677. The next high looking left, or really, I'm sorry, yeah, 677, next high looking left. Approaching that quickly. If that doesn't stall it, 7 should. Pre-market high, sorry, not, yeah, this is the pre-market high, was up to around, right around 7, right to that level. I see news at 8 o'clock. This is what I see. Is there something later? Phase 2 trials, I see that at 8 o'clock. So that was the reason for the big pop. I think that's late. All right, well, they're at their pre-market high now. Just about. 693 looks like the pre-market high for BIVI. No, right now, pre-market high now for BIVI. Well, the next high looking left on the daily is 717. I just think that 7 could stall it, but there's a lot of volume that just came in. Most of the volume is right here. Half the volume, almost half the volume of the day is right here on that candle. Or that volume bar. It does not trade very much. 9 times normal. 326,000 shares. That is 9 times normal. 500 million. 5 million in the float. Man, another SPAC hitting my option scanner. So I mean, this is another one when you look at it. I mean, it's done nothing. It's traded a ton of options today. Option volume is 7 times normal, 7.8 times normal. It hasn't moved at all. Is this maybe a precursor of something that's going to happen? You always have to wonder, you know, relative volume is really high, a lot of option activity, just no movement. So are people loading up without any movement whatsoever? Banyan here, Hill. I see this one. CLXT. A lot of volume. Another one of these out of nowhere. A lot of volume. Look at the volume. 1.32 million. Look what is traded today. 1.34. All the volume is right here. Did nothing until right here. And low float, 12.8 million in the float. Yes. So this is what real. This is what Zach is talking about. Trader circulate stock as a new pick by newsletter provider Banyan Hill. I love IB. I love IB's. Excuse me, IB's newsfeed. Really, it's Benzinga. I mean, they get so much of their news from Benzinga. Ooh, yeah, OCGN. Ah, there are now shorts available. 15,000. Wow. I don't know because I mean there was nothing that really hit here, you know, in these two 15-minute candles. Nothing really hit here, but this is, you know, obviously I don't know. I mean it's speculation. Yeah, but you know, look at the volume here. Meanwhile, as we're fixating on this one, look at CLXT on that newsletter writer, I guess. CL Banyan Hill. Don't know them at all. No idea about them at all. I see this one while I was on break got halted. Excuse me, BIMI. I remember this one. BOQI International. I remember this one from back in these days. Is a few months ago. A few months ago. Yeah, October of 19 to 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I can only go by this. The fact that it's 3,400 contracts, which represents 7.8 times normal over the, you know, on the average over the last 10 days. That's all I can go by for the CCAC. Definitely a high relative volume. I mean, it doesn't usually trade this much. Boy, we're getting a lot of alerts, almost too many from the option scanner. So I know some of you like this news, GNUS. If it takes out 207, it could have another run. There's 207 is the high of yesterday. And after hours, it did get up to 249. Meanwhile, C-Bulk, or Star Bulk, whatever it's called, Star Bulk keeps moving down. This was an early short potential. Wow, OCGN just got halted. There's actually some short covering. Short covering. Yeah, so here we go. Here's your news. Again, whether or not people are misinterpreting, this relationship that OCGN and has with this Barat, it doesn't really matter right now. I mean, it's what the market is telling us. So, boom. Meanwhile, not to be confused with double I, double N. Well, I'm sorry. My eyes, sorry. It is double I, double N. I thought it was just one I and an N. Like tremendous boom now. Doesn't trade options. Traded the float almost 9 times. Divide 5 into 46. All right, guys. I mean, it's right there. GNUS 207 is the high of yesterday. The high in the pre-market was 213. If it can take those levels out, it's got a shot, I suppose, to this 250 level. That's what it hit after hours yesterday. That is definitely ugly for OCGN. Super ugly. It's funny, even though it's halted, but there has been some short covering at Interactive Brokers anyway. Some short covering. And I can tell just by looking at this, I think when I mentioned it was 15,000 shares, now there are 34,000 shares available. All right, well, this BIVI is not giving up yet. Not yet. I know you guys were looking at a short, and I'm not saying you couldn't have made some down here, but this is still pretty strong. BIVI. I keep hearing Benny, but on the wrong direction if you're looking to go long. Wow, right back down here, guys. Again, look at this. I mean, is basically cut in half. $18, $19 2 days ago, all to do with DWAC. Another one sinking here, DNOW. All right, well, where'd you open at? OCGN just opened. Well, I hope nobody got trapped in this. You know, on that, looking like that, might have been a bit of a pull up, a little base. Okay, maybe it's going to get going again. This is now going to, this just went negative. OCGN just went negative. Those of you following pins, boy, pins has just been inching its way down. Also, look at this chart for pins, inching its way down. No real support. I mean, the next low looking left on the monthly is 41. I'm not saying it's going to get there. On the weekly chart, the next low is, it's already below that low, which is 48.47. How much are the warrants up? For in 133%, the warrants are up for IINN, and the stock is up. That's interesting. Stock is up more than the warrants. Really? 208%? Am I? Yeah, interesting. Stock is up more than the warrants. Yeah, BXS continues its slide. This was an early short, had a little pop up, actually a pretty big pop up, but now coming back down. I bet you, wonder if CADE did exactly the same thing. CADE? And the answer is yes. So they might be linked together somehow. I mean, their patterns are identical. Boy, pins, guys. I mean, if you're into this shorting of this one, this is really getting beaten up now. PINS. I'm not saying to do it now because you're chasing it, but maybe a little bit of a base on the 5 and then the next leg down. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, IINN. Keep an eye on the news. I mean, actually, this is something a person could short also. From Interactive Brokers anyway. GNUS. Yeah, it big bottoming tail, but it popped right back up. I mean, right back up for double I, double N. Yeah, too bad this is not, well, for us, we and Interactive Brokers, not shortable. The IINN. Another SPAC that showed up on my option scanner. I don't like it, but nothing I can do about it. Can't block them. SEAH. Okay, this got halted on the way up, maybe? OCGN got halted on the way up. Yes, it got halted on the way up. Well, it's a wacky way to make a living. There's no question. Staring at squiggles on a screen all day long. Man, just take Xerox short all day, Canon short all day. Okay, I'm hearing BIMI again. BIMI. Oh, good grief. Sorry. I was thinking about, okay, how well is this going to hold a dollar? And man, look at it now. So there's a 30% pop into the 200-day moving average, and it's halted. Man. Was there news on this one? I don't see any news. No news specifically. Probably. Well, China pump. I mean, it's a China stock, but coming right into that 200-day moving average. Remember yesterday, Mark? This was a meme stock. The meme stock du jour. Look at this. I mean, what bunch of nonsense. So look at it. 673 closes way down here. I get the idea that these the kids are just into gambling and all that, but somebody's making some money, but somebody's losing a lot of money on this stuff. I almost said something else. I mean, it's good to know what they are, but you should also know, what they are. And there's usually zero news. Like, it doesn't matter. I understand. Trade is a trade is a trade, but I don't know. I had a summer job digging ditches, and that got me real strong. All right, next up is BDRY. BDRY. So this is the ETF for dry bulk shipping. So hence the SVLK moving down. This is just showing up on a scan. I mean, here's another one just getting taken to the cleaners. PHUN. Well, I mean, this is a trading vehicle now, guys. I mean, the OCGN came out of its halt, popped all the way up to 1087. It has come right back down. But I mean, this is super dicey. I mean, look at this big bottoming tail in the 15-minute chart. Topping tail up here. Whew. Today's Tuesday, so there is a marketing meeting today that I'll attend. So BIMI came out of its halt. This is not shortable for me at Interactive Brokers. Came out of its halt above the 200-day moving average. Well, I can't chase it, but look at this BIMI. The next high looking left on the weekly chart. Looks like it's about 150. Well, it's right there, 156 on the weekly chart. This is back in June. And I think it just got halted again. Again, no news. Relatively low float, 26 million in the float. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Bimmy, I mean, it came off that dollar. That's like a 50% run. And plenty of volume. I mean, no worries about being trapped in it in terms of, well, okay, all of a sudden the volume dries up. I mean, I'm not saying the volume is going to maintain this 4 million pace, but, there's plenty of volume. No shorts for us, real, for Bimmy. As you know. There we go. Hey, big move for the SPY, guys. Look at this. So we had that 1, 2, 3, 4. I have the hour and a half down. Bit of a base for 45. And now a little bit of a pop here. Nice green candle. So it's taken all the indices, everything positive again. Dow's up, Nas is up, SPY is up. So that has taken everything positive again. Let's just do a quick look to see what the sectors are doing, just for fun. When we looked at this in the pre-market, all the energy plays were up, 100%. So you know what? You can just kind of see energy has slid a little bit. Only 68% of them up from yesterday's close. Technology, I mean, virtually everything was up. But now you can just see, even though the markets are up, but we're not seeing anything. Utilities, interestingly, almost 100% of them are up from yesterday's close. A little flight to safety. Meanwhile, again, Canon and Xerox, a couple of all-day shorts. I don't know, was MP an earnings play? I don't know if MP was an earnings play. I was just zeroing in on the earnings plays. Yeah, this one had a little bit of a jog here, but yeah. Pets is an earnings play, guys. Pets, I mentioned it earlier. Pets is an earnings play. I think I mentioned it right about here. So it is got out of this consolidation. The next high looking left on the daily chart is 29.16, I believe. So it's getting close to that. This is one of those that, what's the high here? 31. Could have a second day continuation of earnings. BIMI just opened. Yeah, just no shorts for us. This looks like a bit of a top now for BIMI. Yeah, a lot of penny stocks moving. So that looks like the top right there, 180 or so for BM. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Well, if you could put together exactly the filters that you'd like and the time frame, it can only be one time frame. I think I asked you that before. I know you said a minimum of 100,000 shares. I just get too many alerts. You know, like you get 10 at on the 2 minute. I'm getting like 10 at a time. So need to really fine tune it. I mean, it's there. I mean, if you took a look at our beta and went to Market Explorer, you'll see how they're working. And then right click and server window, and here they are, the 820 crosses on gappers. Okay, yeah, just you need the latest beta so you can check it out. But, you know, look at this. I mean, 140, 140, 140. I mean, there's just too many coming in, way too many. I mean, we just need, and I don't have the time to figure out. I mean, if we had this as a standard alert window that we could tinker with by ourselves, you know, that'd be different. But I have to feed the information to the guys, and, you know, they've got other things to do. They've got other, you know, we've got all these other ones too that are being developed. So I can't just dominate them and say, hey, figure out what would work. Broken record time. Well, here's another one, guys. Here's another one that's starting to fade. AAN, is it an earnings play? And the answer is yes. Another earnings play. Oh no, look at these. Some of these things are just getting devastated. Another one breaking down on the 15, little down through the 200-day moving average. No real support. What's the low here? 23.82. So the next low looking left on the monthly is about about $1 away. Yeah, so on the weekly, about 50 cents away. I'm assuming Xerox still does make copiers. I'm assuming that. Here's the potential support for it around 1721. So that's still about $1 away. Look at that monthly chart for Xerox XRX. Is there a halt channel yet? There's been one for probably several years now. This is what it looks like. It's one of the, if you go to my homepage, it's one of the scans I'm sharing called Halts Resumes. Well, Becca, what that would mean is just taking these filters, okay, the filters that are in here, and then using that as the alert as opposed to, you know, in here this is a new high. Most of my, of course, as you know, most of my scans are always triggering new highs. So if we thought now the option channel does not give too many alerts. However, maybe even just start off with the basic new highs and lows. Well, these would be the stocks in play for sure. The basic new high, because they've got some. I wonder if that's enough filters though, real. Because right now the minimum is 100 and it's 3 RV. Okay, just to let you know. I think it's 100. I think it's 100 or even more. So we're still getting way too many alerts. I think maybe if we had something like this, a big current volume, minimum up 5% from the open or something, things like that, and just zero in on, just a few stocks, maybe 20 stocks for the day, and see when the crosses are. I don't know. Yeah, Bimi is halted now. Yes, it got halted on the way up. All right, guys, getting close to the marketing session at 2 o'clock. I know you mentioned this one a long time ago, the James River, JRVR, Zach. I remember you mentioned this one. So this has about $1 to go before looks like decent support. I have no idea what is pushing Bimi up. China stock, that's all we know. There's no news. Somebody asked in our YouTube room, what is pushing it up? No idea. There's no specific news today on it. Just some traders got a hold of it and started pumping it. Not us. Guys, I know I've been keep mentioning this one, but I know some of you are interested in this. Pinterest, PINS, just keeps moving down, down, down. No support really on the monthly until about 42. Geg. Okay, another one that is shortable. Look at that, right at the 200-day moving average. 253. Now we've seen this. We've seen this before, and where a stock just stalls. Now I know it popped a little bit above it. Oh. That was crazy. I forgot I was in a short of AA, so I took a little loss on it. Well, I don't know why. It's right here. I don't know why if yours doesn't show it. I don't know why. It's a good thing I spotted that. Well, Hootie's back up. It's been a bit of a challenge today, but let's see. Down goes Gag. Yes. Okay. Who shorted that one? Well, I don't know who. Well, I shorted it. Okay. I shorted it. I mean, I said, look at this. I mean, it did get through the 200-day, but how many times have we seen a stock stall? So I don't know where it's going. I'm already scalped some out, but had to do it. And with my 3-cent stop, that worked out really well. In this case, it probably was a 3-cent stop. Because I was not going to let it go above the 200-day moving average. It just happened to be in this case, okay? Because there was a 200-day. I got it at what did I get it at? 246, 247 on the short, 247 on the short. So I'm lying. It was about a 6-cent stop. Sorry. All right, guys. I'm going to be in this marketing meeting really soon, so I'm just going to put the announcement in. I guess so. Look at these topping tails. Look at these 2 5-minute topping tails. They tell the tale. No pun intended. Seed action of China dictator. Okay. Ah, I see, I see, I see. Okay. Yep, look at all the volume. 443,000 right there. There's the volume today. So all the volume is right here. Hmm. All right, guys, I'm putting my announcement in. Hey, Becca, you forgot to tell me to get rid of that. All right, guys, so I'm putting myself on mute right now. All right, guys, I'm back, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Perry. Perry is a AI alert, and based on earnings, it wasn't necessarily based on earnings. It happened to be an earnings play. This is something, we get the question all the time: can you swing the AI alerts? Well, take a look at this one. Take a look at it's an earnings play. Huge move on the daily chart. Okay, lots of volume, well above, of course, the 200-day moving average. Look left on the weekly and the monthly. And this could be, I'm not saying 100%, nobody knows the future, but this could be a second day or third day continuation off earnings. The way it's trading right now, I mean, it's holding, very well. And, in fact, it'd be interesting to see how it trades in the last hour and even after hours. But this could be one of those ones that, as I always call them, a second day and or third day continuation off earnings. And that is Perry. Meanwhile, the HUDI, you might get your well, maybe not today, Zach, but the HUDI inching back up into that 19 level. Yeah, I don't know if that, I mean, look, let's take a look, IINN, okay? Now, I know they had some news. I don't think it's going to be the BKKT. The reason being, okay, so yeah, it rose 40% on a new distribution agreement. I mean, listen, really nice, up 190, excuse me, almost 200% right now. Fantastic. But let's face it, the BKKT being able to put MasterCard and a solid, excuse me, a solid deal. I mean, look, it's interesting that it has fallen, from the highs in the pre-market. But, that was a tremendous press release for it yesterday. So again, I'm not saying that IINN couldn't do something. I doubt if it's going to hit $50 after hours. I am surprised at the pullback here for the BKKT, but we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Tell you, Zach, your hoodie though is looking. Let's get that bid into the 19s. The trend is up. What do you mean? Why was IINN not in the charts? What do you mean by that, Finney? I don't know what you mean by that. It was in many scans at the beginning of the day. So I'm not sure I know what you mean by that. Look at Redbox, guys. I mentioned Redbox. So it's just taken up this level here. Now remember, Redbox pre-market got all the way up to almost $30. It fell basically all day, but trying to come back. Some volume coming in for Redbox. And there is the hoodie at 19. And the bid now is over 19. See, I don't know what you mean by not in the chart, Finney. If you're talking about a scan, I had an alert here at in my basic new highs at 298. Okay, right around here. So and then it pulled back and then it ran all the way up to 8. So I'm not sure what you mean. And I could have a scan that would have shown it. Well, it's right here. You can see it right there, 298. So it started to show it right here. I mean that's what the first candle of the day, or no, that's about 10:30, 10:15. If you want something that right at the bat, I mean, you can do anything with trade ideas. You might introduce a lot of other stocks that you don't want to see though. But there's nothing wrong with that alert right here. So again, I don't know what you mean. So there it is. Okay. I mean, just literally in the basic new highs and lows, catching it right here around just before $3. No, there isn't Jim Tiger. No. Even a little earlier, I have a scan called the 10-day daily breakout for INNN at 10:12. It alerted at 278. You know, right here. I mean, just almost right at the beginning of the breakout. Okay, Finney, so you have access to all of my scans and including my layout. Okay, if you go to my homepage, so if you go to my homepage link and you click on it, and this is what you'll see. Okay, so this is the scan section right here. So this is a link to the layout that you see. May not look exactly the same, but it's as I always call it, it's a reasonable facsimile. Okay, and then I have all sorts of other different scans. So the basic new highs and lows, as an example, you know, certainly showed IINN early enough in the breakout. But these are all the scans that I am sharing. The other thing I don't know if you've even done this. I mean, if you say you've had trade ideas for a year, I don't know if you've even taken the introductory lessons. If you go to the education section, you know, and then we have a great user guide, but you don't have to dive into. I would probably take a look at the 20 introductory lessons first, just, you know, so you understand what a top list is and a alert window is, etc. Then you can dive into the user guide. It's a lot more information there, a lot more meat in there. I think I saw a post of yours where you said like there's nothing that's going to show you something that's going to move 3 days before, okay? There's nothing is going to show you something like, okay, in 3 days we know this is going to move. I'd love to have a scan like that, but there is nothing like that. Okay, Richie, so just take my home page. Okay, there's a link. And then click on my link. And then here are all the scans. This is the scan section. So what I would do is save my link, all right, because there's a lot of information here and also education if you just joined. Do yourself a favor and at least take a look at the 20 introductory lessons. You know, just showing you again how to create a top list. Well, what is a top list? Creating them, alert windows, you know, brokerage plus, a few other things. So take a look at the 20 introductory lessons. It's very quick. And then here are my scans. So again, in these two sections, there is a lot of information. So save the link and then you can look at it whenever you want. Oh, thank you, thank you. I got my mute text on. Thank you. See, that's why I need you, Becca. Today you have a 50% success rate. All right, guys. Well, I'm getting closer to wrapping up the room. I usually shut it down around 3 o'clock. So before I do that, again, this promo code is still on, or still alive, I should say. 25% off. Ah. Okay, just getting links in. All right, there you go. So there's your promo code. Again, it should be alive until the end of the month, I believe. So there's still time to sign up. Meanwhile, Bimmy is not over. Boy, there's been a lot. You know, it's interesting. Yeah, today somebody pointed out we have a lot of stocks in the option scanner. Too many, really. You know, I don't like that. Can't control it. But there's so many little guys. So many little stocks, little small cap stocks. It's small cap day for sure. And there's Bimmy again. Oh, I'm sorry. Bimmy on the way down though. Oops. No. I thought it was I thought this was higher than $4, but no, this is on the way up again. Bimmy on the way up again. And of course halted again. Look at the halts resumes today. Unbelievable. Now, many of the same stocks, but started at 931 and look at them all today. And we're still look at them all. Some days we have none, but today we just had a ton of halts. And these are all, other than the one for news, they were all volatility halts. And the volume, yeah, volume for Bimmy. Look at that, 26 million, 128 million have sold or have turned over, 4.8 turnover. Divide 26 into 128, you get about 4.8. Doubt it anytime soon, no idea. I know we get the question every single day, Richie, no idea. It's been worked on for months. Not that we don't want to, but it's an API issue. I don't know. When it happens, it happens. I know it's not the answer you want, but it's not that we don't want to. Well, you can always link to TOS, Richie. Okay, linking meaning it's a time saver. I don't use Brokerage Plus to trade. Look, if you're trading a lot, maybe, but even if you're trading a lot, but what you can do is you can link to TOS. Linking meaning a time saver. So when you click on the symbol, it loads into your TOS platform. Okay, so you don't have to constantly type the symbol in all day long. All this is it's a nice little feature, but it's certainly not mandatory to use it. And if you're wondering how to link TOS, I can, if I send you to our homepage, and somebody there will show you how you can link to TOS, okay? So at least you don't have to, keep type. It depends how many symbols you're clicking on all day long. If you're like me, I'm clicking on a lot of different symbols all day long. So it would be a bit of a pain if I had to type the symbol into Interactive Brokers all day. So I just established the link at the beginning of the day, and now it's just a great time saver. That's all it is. But it's a nice time saver. Yeah, so if you are not if you're not clicking on that many, then yeah, you do your, as you called it, we're a scanner. That's what we are. We're a scanner first and foremost. Doesn't matter who your broker is, you can use trade ideas. So at the very worst, you'd have to type the symbol into your broker. Okay, but most of the time we can establish a link between, the trade ideas symbol and your broker. Yeah, I just said linking, meaning just what I'm talking about, Dova. It's just a time saver. Nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this Brokers Plus window. So again, if you go to our homepage, ask for the linking instructions. Okay. I know it's something to do with. In fact, Chris is just giving me a video that you can watch, okay? Okay, there is a video that you can watch. Thank you, Chris. So for those of you wanting to link TOS to Trade Ideas, there's a video that you can watch, okay? So that's good for you, Dova, and also for Rich. Okay, there's a video. Thank you, Chris. I execute my trades from within IB, yes. Interactive Brokers, yes. One of the things I didn't do today, I'm sort of kind of going to do it every other day. I used to get a lot more involved in explaining trading, not explaining trading, but money management and all that. I think I'm only going to do it every other day. I use this window here usually to show people how you can practice simulation trading, paper trading, okay? So for instance, if I wanted to take NXTP right now, click 500 shares and buy right at the market. You'll see it'll show up right here, okay? The link is not working. Chris, you gave me a bad link. You gave me a bad link. Video unavailable. Yeah, Kim, I'm sure they do. Just a minute now. I'm sure they do. I don't do that because, see, I don't trade that much. I'm not in so many trades at the same time. Okay, well, let me test it, Chris. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to, it says video unavailable. Now, it's possible it's because maybe when I'm copying it, okay, let me just try again. It might be copying some of your name or something. Let me just see this now. Okay, one more time. No, it says video unavailable. Ah, I see. This here. Wonder why that is. All right, guys, listen, I'm getting set to wind this up. I'm going to be shutting the YouTube. I just accidentally kind of shut it down. If you want to go over to our YouTube room between 3:30 and 4:30, Chris uses Brokerage Plus, okay? And you can fire questions at him. Okay, so let me give you the YouTube room link, and he'll be there between 3:30 and 4:30. For some reason, that link doesn't seem to work for me, so that link works. My news tab, I am using I'm using company specific news, okay? Because that's what I want. I want the company specific news. So when I click on an alert, so that's what I'm using for my news feed. Now you can, of course, you can have several feeds if you want, but you know that's good enough for me. I just want to see the company news, okay? All right, everybody, I am going to exit now and get my script together. Today definitely was a small cap day. All right, everybody, have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow. I will open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So again, have a great evening, everybody, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.